over the next 6 to 12 months, you're going to see a lot of millionaires being born in this world. Right now, when the price is at this level, it's really hard to believe that's coming. But if you take your time to learn from the history and how they became millionaires, you have an edge. And that's what I'm going to present to you guys. If you guys want to learn, watch till the end. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. As we jump into this idea of how you can be among those who are going to be next set of millionaires coming into this world, please do hit that like and subscribe button if you do like this idea. Watch what happened last time. These people actually became millionaires as the cost of money literally started dropping. They positioned themselves enough in a range that when the market took off, they were already in. They understand how the market is evolving, and that's why they made it there. Now, don't think I'm a perma bull giving you that idea, because even though we actually saw a lot of bullish news on Solana, with Visa and all, there were times when a lot of people were pushing that agenda, and I was like, no, that's not the case. We may still drop, right? And the price did drop from that range. And I was saying, hope none of us are here in the SI family. And what happens? The price dropped 70%. So we are not actually trying to push in just the bullish news. We are looking at the reality. This is the reality. Fed is kind of looking at things like, we may have already peaked. That means pause and then drop. That's what we are watching. Why is that? Because the economy is having a hard time. People are starting to default on their credit cards, auto loans. Why? House is the last thing you will give up. So before that, to protect your family and the house they live in, you start dropping others, and that's what's happening. That means, yes, that's in US. On other parts of the world, they are already starting to drop the rate. They don't have any other things to do. Central bank surprises with sharp interest rate cut. Why? The inflation is still there, but the economy is having hard time. So they had to do a 75 basis points cut. Now, it's not just one European country doing that. If you look at around the globe, you will understand the fact that the bigger economies are also doing that. Why? Because they need to stimulate the economy. Some of them are just holding the rates for some time. And the economy is already weaker. Its GDP is negative in here. That means they will have to start cutting the rate. Next 6 months. Next 12 months. Don't forget. Because the market shows you the market is weak. If they do another hike, done. It's almost like that. The market will just drop dead. And, after that, it's going to be really hard to pull them back. Most likely, you're going to watch all of these going into that area. Colombia, China, Poland, all of them will have to start cutting their rates one by one. If you go back looking at the history of how they started this, if you learn what happened back then you have a better understanding about why these people became millionaires. Because as soon as the shift came in, they were already in there. The market started taking off. So if you go look at the price action, the question here becomes like, okay, do you really understand what the market is doing? So if you actually jump on, say, the price action, I would say, okay, look at XRP. Because if you actually understand when the rates went up, prices started dropping. So if you look at this cycle, this is where XRP started dropping. And that's almost where the rates started going up. So if you remember what happened back then, March, they started raising the rate. So May, that was a sharp increase. Then June, they continued doing the exact same. But for those who are in XRP, they were already at that top. For some reason, XRP behaved a little bit different than a lot of other assets. Say, for example, if you look at Bitcoin during the same time, you will watch Bitcoin. Yes, it did slow down, but after that, it came back to retest that top. So if you understand that, November, we retested that range. We put in a new high. There was a lot of other assets doing that. So if you look at Polkadot, if you look at all those Ether and others in the alt market, they came back up to retest that range. But XRP did not do that. Why is that? Because I believe XRP investors or retail is highly educated about what's happening, or they are highly emotional to what's happening, because there's a lot of hype and speculation in the market, which for me means as soon as the rates start going back down, you will watch the exact opposite happening. Why should the history be different? The market will always act in that direction. Now, I'll keep this short. Next 6 months to 12 months, it's going to be an opportunity window. You'll watch a lot of these assets taking off, but make sure the asset in which you are in and the asset which you are betting on is trending higher and not trending lower. Because if you look at these assets, it hasn't actually made in a higher high here. We're still watching how things are evolving. You had this pattern, you broke lower, you're retesting that range. Yes, if it breaks back higher, things change, it's becoming bullish. But at that point, yeah, it's sure. Right now, it's not. So if you're riding a horse for this race, make sure that's already trending higher. It's at a support. You are in that ride, because you know this is going to go higher, and you know massive wealth creation is going to happen in next 6 to 12 months. But when you're in disbelief phase, it's really hard to understand or even think about such a thing is going to happen. But it is already starting in different parts of the globe. If you're positioned well enough in the right asset right now, you don't have to worry about that. But if you're looking at a lot of different updates for a lot of different assets in the market to see where the opportunities are, when will that become an opportunity? Because some of them does show you upside, massive upside, if it breaks a range. So if you are looking for that kind of update, this can be a huge help for you. You can look at the link in the description where we go through all of this and update you guys, whether it's the red flag or the huge opportunities coming in front of you. We go through all of that. So guys, if you received value, please do hit that like and subscribe button. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.